Week 6, third grade, Newsleah articles. Dream Jobs, Children's Author by Haley Romaine. Kathleen Brenner Dubel is a writer. She writes books for children and teenagers. Her work is historical fiction. That means she writes made-up stories based on true events in history. What first made you want to be a writer? When I was in third grade, I wrote a very short story. It was about a piece of paper that gets dropped into a pile of leaves. Looking at it now, it is really a pretty bad story. But when my teacher gave it back to me, she said, "You should really think about being a writer." That was it. That was what I wanted to do ever since. What is the process of writing a book? The first step is getting a story idea. That idea can come from just about anywhere. It could come from a story someone tells you. It could come from a person you meet or an article in a newspaper. Many times, an idea comes from an experience you have had. Once you're ready to start writing, it helps to make an outline. This is a list of all the things that will happen in your story. It will make you stay on track as you write. You do not always have to follow it, though. A story often takes on a life of its own. The characters may take some surprising turns along the way. What are your favorite and least favorite parts of writing? My favorite part is when I first get an idea. I get very excited about my characters. My least favorite part is editing. Editing is tough. You have in your head the way the story is supposed to be, but the editor who is publishing your book may think it should be another way. It can be hard to change a story once you've worked so hard on it. Editing is why it takes so long to make a book. It can take 2 years to write a book. Then it can take 2 more years before it is published. How do you deal with criticism? You have to be tough to be a writer. You're going to be criticized by everybody, but you cannot take it personally. You cannot start to think your writing is bad. You have to tell yourself, this person is helping me grow as a writer. Do you ever have writer's block? All writers get stuck at some point. When that happens, I go do something else for a while. I clean or take a walk. Sometimes I go see a movie. Your mind will keep working in the background. Suddenly, an answer will just pop into your head. Can you describe a normal day at work? I do my work in an office. My office is in my home, though. It can get lonely working by myself, but it's nice to work in my pajamas. Do you have any advice for kids who want to be writers? Do not be afraid to try. Just keep writing over and over again. Writing is just like anything else. You cannot walk into a hospital and immediately be a doctor, right? You cannot be a writer without a lot of practice either. Quiz. Number 1. Which section from the article gives information about the kind of books that Kathleen Brenner Dubel writes? A. Introduction, paragraph 1. B. What is the process of writing a book? C. What are your favorite or least favorite parts of writing? D. Do you ever have writer's block? 2. What information will the reader find in this section? Do you ever have writer's block? A. An explanation of how many times Dubel has felt stuck as a writer. B. An explanation of what Dubel does when she feels stuck as a writer. C. A description of the types of books Dubel writes when she feels stuck. D. A description of the ideas that pop into Dubel's head when she feels stuck. 3. Read the paragraph from the section, Do you have any advice for kids who want to be writers? Do not be afraid to try. Just keep writing over and over again. Writing is just like anything else. You cannot walk into a hospital and immediately be a doctor, right? You cannot be a writer without a lot of practice either. How does Dubel feel about writing? A. Kids who want to be writers can quickly become very good. B, the best type of writers are people who do not need a lot of practice. C, kids who want to be writers will see that it is harder than being a doctor. D, the best way to get better at writing is to keep practicing. 4, Dougal thinks that you have to be tough to be a writer. Why does she think this? A, writers have to spend a lot of time by themselves at home. B, writers have writer's block and it is very hard to get rid of. D, writers get criticism often and they can't get it and they can't let it get to them. D, writers get so many ideas at once that it is difficult to pick just one. The second article is titled, "Is it possible to never get sick?" by The Guardian. Each of us will get around 200 colds in a lifetime. Some people get more, others get fewer. There are no facts on why. The immune system is the part of the body that fights illness. It keeps us healthy. There is no proven tie between how you live and a better working immune system. Genes and the immune system. Genes hold instructions. They tell our bodies how to grow and work. We get the genes from our parents, even for our immune systems. And we all get different ones, says Daniel Davis. He is a professor of immunology. He works at the University of Manchester in England. He says there are many differences in how our bodies fight different diseases. Many of these differences are from our genes. We cannot say what a stronger or weaker immune system is. That's because of all the different genes. One person can be really good at fighting some illnesses, but that same person could be bad at fighting others. What else affects our immune system? Scientists and doctors are still studying them. The microbes and bacteria in our gut might play a role, but we do not know how. Then there is stress. It's bad feelings like anger or nerves. Sometimes these feelings last a long time. They can hurt how our body responds to germs. Tips to stay healthy. So what can we do? Everybody gets sick sometimes, but there are some things you can do to help stay healthy. Don't smoke. Don't drink alcohol. Wash your hands regularly. Remember that infections are most passed on through being near someone who is already sick. Exercise regularly. Studies show that regular exercise can make immunity better. Manage stress. If you feel sad or nervous, talk to someone. Get vaccinated. Vaccines prepare your immune system. It gets your body ready to fight against the germs that cause diseases. Eat healthy foods. Our gut microbiome is very important to immunity. Sleep well. Don't mess with your sleep schedule. It can throw off your immune system. Quiz. Number 1. What is the article mainly about? A, the immune system's ability to fight illness. B, the importance of sleep in healthy people. C, foods that help the immune system. D, bad habits that can lead to illness. 2, read the paragraph below from the section Genes and the Immune System. We get the genes from our parents, even for our immune system. And we all get different ones, says Daniel Davis. He is a professor of immunology. He works at the University of Manchester in England. He says there are many differences in how our bodies fight different diseases. Many of the differences are from our genes. What is the focus of this paragraph? A, different diseases. B, Professor Daniel Davis. C, bodies that fight disease. D, genes and immune systems. 3, what happens because of lack of sleep? A, genes will fight off illness. B, vaccinations will not work. C, infections pass to other people. D, immune systems become weak. 4. How do people change because of regular exercise? A, their gut microbiome will get weaker. B, their immune systems will get stronger. C, they will not be able to manage stress. Or D, their sleep schedule will be thrown off.